Americans, after COVID started, for the first time in their lives, woke up one day and their American passport didn't allow them to travel pretty much anywhere. It's not only a telephone call or an email of interest, or it's real interest with clients starting the process with us.
A lot of people were just feeling uneasy about the atmosphere there and what was going on. So I think they were just exploring their options to come here. And then again, the flip side of it was, even after the election and Biden came in, I had people that were supporters of the previous president who were outraged that he didn't get reelected and they wanted to come back.
Like, Americans inquire about moving to Canada. If you remember, in 2016, before Trump was elected, a lot of Hollywood stars were saying that if Trump gets elected, they're going to move to Canada. And there was a lot of talk and a lot of phone calls and a lot of inquiries and all. And then when they realized how difficult it actually is, because it's not easy, nobody really followed through. Even some of the loudest ones who were for sure going to follow through. So it's often from an inquiry until someone actually starts the process, it's quite a process. But I think the increase has been in hundreds of percentages of the amount that we had been working with in the past. It's very interesting because we have clients from all sorts of other countries, from the Middle East, from China, from Russia, who also are not necessarily interested in leaving their country of origin, where they have their businesses and their lives and their families and all that. But they also are, just in case they need to leave, they want to have an out. And now Americans are speaking the same way because of their concerns. So the basic idea is that they're concerned about their restrictions in terms of travel, taxation, and social unrest. There's probably more than 50 different ways to immigrate to Canada, either through business, through getting a job, through having a relative in Canada. You have to meet certain criteria, and the criteria are very complicated. It can cost from almost nothing, depending on who you are, what's your profession, if you've been able to get a job in advance, to up to investment programs where you have to invest upwards of $1 million, 1.6 million Canadian dollars. And it generally takes quite a while. Depending on which country you're from and how complicated your situation is, it could be years. So what we're seeing is a lot more of the high net worth people looking at faster solutions. So it's Europe, Portugal, Montenegro, and a lot are doing the Caribbean programs as well.
I would say interest is actually probably pretty high, but actually buying, because of the foreign buyer's tax, if you don't have a way to get around the tax, again, having a family member or spouse or whatever that's a permanent resident or citizen, it's pretty low. I think that 20% tax is pretty heavy. So, Vancouver real estate is some of the most expensive in the world. And if you're gonna say, hey, you're gonna have to pay an absolute premium to live here, and then on top of that, you gotta pay 20% more than everybody else as a tax because you're not a Canadian citizen, has really kind of stifled that influx of people into Vancouver proper. I'm sure other areas that aren't privy to the tax are probably getting more of an increase, but we aren't.
A lot of highly skilled immigration has been going to Australia, to New Zealand, to Canada, the UK. All those countries have specific programs aimed at attracting these types of immigrants, highly skilled immigrants. As a matter of fact, Canada announced just recently that they're going to be increasing their quota of immigrants, specifically because of the financial crisis brought on by COVID, and they understand that immigrants will help bring the country out of this economic crisis.